Let's start with Module 1. First, a little about the faculty at Bellevue College. We had 214 full-time faculty in fall of 2021, and they will be joined by 25 full-time faculty this fall of 2022. In fall of 2021, we had 407 adjunct faculty, and that is down from almost 700, reflecting the decline in enrollment and expected to be down even further with the new full-time faculty. So this slide shows how faculty is disaggregated by race and age. The good news is that full-time faculty has become more diverse in the past decade. But how are our faculty doing? A lot has happened in the last 2 years, and we have to take pause to acknowledge our losses and also celebrate our resilience. Faculty and teachers in general have been in the front line of intervention. The result, according to the study by Fidelity and the Chronicle of Higher Education on about 1,100 faculty throughout the country in October 2020, maybe not so well. There is a sense of mental exhaustion, with a larger percent of faculty feeling extremely or very stressed. More faculty are considering retiring or leaving higher education. There is disparate treatment on women, faculty who may have a larger share of caregiving, faculty of color, and adjunct faculty. My sense is that this may even be worse today than 18 months ago when this study was done because of the Ukraine war and issues around gun control. Well, how are our students doing? Our students are particularly vulnerable to what's happening in the world because this is the time they're learning to deal with the world. College Pulse is a survey that's conducted by Inside Higher Education. And this one was conducted in March of 2022, fairly recently. They gathered responses from 2,000 students at more than 100 higher ed institutions to find out what students are struggling with most. They found student mental health challenges to be at much higher levels than before the pandemic. 75% of students felt anxious. 60% felt depression. Disordered eating, significant mood swings, obsessive compulsive behavior, suicide ideation were up. The survey found that stressors were coursework, the pressure to do well, concerns about money, and trying to balance school and work. It follows that these factors bearing on both faculty and students have an impact on accomplishing our mission. This graph from the ATD presentation during Winter Quarters College Issues Day show that completion rates were static even pre-COVID. There is no doubt that COVID had a negative impact on our completion rates. IPEDS, the Integrated Post-Secondary Education Data System, is a system of surveys that gathers information from every post-secondary institution participating in federal student financial aid programs. It depends highly on how the institution reports its data, but it's often used to compare across institutions. Valencia College in Orlando, Florida, is considered one of the best colleges in the country, and its data shows that it is more diverse and has more low income using Pell Grant as a measure than BC. But it seems to be having higher graduation rates. This is just to say that we can aspire to these metrics. And I believe the way we reach these types of metrics is by working together as we are in this workshop. The assignments in Module 1 are to create an introduction video of yourself, giving your name, position, something unique about yourself, and what your goal is in taking the mentoring workshop. So the objective of this assignment is to introduce yourself to the class. It's an assignment that I often use in my classes for students to introduce themselves in a remote environment. On assignment 2, we will be pairing you with one of the peers in the class, and we will go through an active listening exercise. Active listening is considered one of the most important skill sets in a mentoring relationship. So arrange to meet with your peer for 15 to 30 minutes, either virtually or in person, and take turns asking each other questions. I give a few examples in the discussion forum, or you can create questions of your own. The goal is to use active listening to build trust. Write a reflection of your interaction in the discussion forum, and just give some ideas to your cohort about what questions were effective in building trust and what actions were effective in building trust. I've given a reading here that you can look at that tells the importance of active listening, especially in initial interactions with someone. And this is the end of Module 1's presentation.